Hey, yo, stop what you're doing right now and go grab that new book from yours truly. Living Like Water, My Escape from the Acid Pit, from yours truly, D.M. Castleberry. It's basically about my journey from being a very unhealthy fat boy. It's perfect beside you see right now. But for real, go grab that book, man. It's exclusively on Amazon right now. Get it for your Kindle, or you can get a paperback. Kindle's $2.99, paperback $5.99. Please do support. We are starting a movement. We are serious about this movement. We want to continue to give you tips, good information, so that you also can live your healthy life, live your best life. Don't go back and forth with these cats. But it's your boy DM Castleberry, and I'm out. Castleberry Health Solutions. Savage. What up, what up? Welcome to another episode of Savage Talk. Right now, we're having a little special short. We will call this a Savage Short. I won't be on here for long, but I just wanted to discuss some things that's been digging at me. Censorship. If you don't know, if you've been on social media or anything, you know for a fact that everything is censored right now. Especially according to this pandemic, they've pretty much censored everybody. If you say anything about healthy living, anything that's against these new mandates, pretty much anything that like the people are pretty much thinking right now. If you question government right now, you pretty much can't question them. You don't believe me? Start questioning government without using the keywords. Use all the keywords. Mention Biden. Mention this pandemic, the mandates, all that. Trust me, your shit gonna be flagged. Which basically means they're monitoring everything we say. Which basically means that they're controlling the narrative. Me myself, I'm not comfortable with our lives being ran by Facebook and social media. I know personally we did it. Personally, we made Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all these social media. We made them like main parts of our life, but they've taken that and they've went full government with that. So we gave Facebook and all these people permission about everything in our lives. You already know if you sign up for an app or anything and you want to sign in with Facebook, they pretty much tells you how you got to release your information and all this. But the thing is, they're censoring everybody. I looked at a twerking video the other day. Yeah, I like to look at booty. I'm a man. But I actually wasn't searching for it. It was just on Instagram. They put the shaking booties on your timeline no matter who you follow or what you do. So it was one of those, but the funny thing at the bottom of it, it had the little CDC warning. Like they were the little fact checker warning. Like, when you say something about the cocoa, you say something about the jab or the mandates, they usually censor you. But they were censoring like TikTok videos of girls doing the little dances and all that. And I'm like, okay. Right after I seen that, Facebook went down. Facebook, Instagram went down, because they were trying to fix this censor thing to make sure that actual people couldn't say what they wanted to say. Right now, you can't say what you want to say on social media. Social media is completely ruined, completely owned by the government. You say anything bad about the government or about these mandates they doing, you're going to be flagged. It just is what it is. Where does this come from? Where does it come from? It actually comes from Nazi Germany. Yeah, way back in the day. But the Berlin Conference, I'm gonna do the quick version. I actually spoke about this in the last podcast. But in Nazi Germany, where they had the Berlin Conference, they split up Africa in different countries. The Europeans gained more power. They eventually put Hitler in power, and they created this form of propaganda, or basically like manipulated speech to make you believe something. Propaganda can be good or bad. Sometimes you got to manipulate people to help themselves. Like you literally got to like like constantly showing the bad parts of meat. It is propaganda, but it's truth that meat is bad for you. But constantly saying that meat is only bad. You know what I'm saying? It has some good parts in it, but the bad overweighs the good. So it's like, you have to use that propaganda to let people know, like, hey, you killing yourselves. You got to go to the extreme to let people know you're killing yourselves. This is basically what they do. Like, it can be used for good or bad, but Nazi, they were using it to push the propaganda of superiority of the white race. Same thing they do here in America. Um, but after the World War, when they so-called killed Hitler and beat the Germans, America basically took all of Germany's methods. This history. This ain't me just conspiracy theory. They took their logos, their symbols, they took their ways of propaganda, they took their technology. That's where we got television from. We stole it from Nazi Germany, and because that's what they were using as their number one tool to spread their propaganda. And America seemed like, okay, this works, so they used it here. They used it to primarily to put out fucked up images of black people. Like literally one of the first films ever created in America was what was it called? 10 Pickaninnies. And it's basically like black people, a bunch of black people dancing around talking about I'm a coon and basically doing the Jim Crow thing, the coon character. This is like one of the first videos in American history. One of the other first videos in American history was them electrocuting the elephant. I mean, all the first videos were pretty cruel or making fun of black people. These were actually videos from Thomas Edison, who's the biggest crook in American history. Who actually started the patent office, which allowed white people to like steal all these inventions from black people. Yeah, this all goes with propaganda, and they basically found out that television, it was so powerful, people would see it and believe it. Television, radio. If you ain't hip to War of the Worlds, I messed that all up. But there was a broadcast back in the day on the radio, and it pretty much had people blowing up the police stations. If you know War of the Wars story about the aliens coming to attack, and then they actually defeat it from the common code. They catch a code from people and pretty much kills them all. But this was actually on the radio station, and people got so scared they called police and all that. But this showed the government how easy it was to manipulate people with entertainment. So this became their number one thing. Go through the entertainment. One of the biggest voting turnouts and was who was it? Damn, I'm trying to think. I think it was Lyndon Johnson. I'm going off memory right now, but I think it was Lyndon Johnson. I might be wrong. Y'all might have to correct me. But it basically was the first president that was ever on TV. He had more support than any other president ever, and it changed the way things was. Even the way our families live, like the family structure, mama, daddy, daughter, son, cat, and a dog. That came from television. People weren't living like that. That wasn't the family structure. Family structures were more like big mama, big daddy, and they had like their kids plus their children's kids and cousins' kids, and that was more family structure throughout the world. More community. But the nuclear family that came from television, propaganda. To show how much television can manipulate people, and over time, they used it more and more. To put these stories about military heroes and all this old other stuff. They basically manipulated us into like getting into wars and basically to turn against each other. But the number one propaganda in American history was propaganda against black people. That black people are criminals, lazy, all this stuff that some of us seem to start to believe nowadays and act like some of these characters that they, put us out here as. Like before this propaganda, there was no crime in black neighborhoods. There were no drug dealers. There were no thieves. Like it was pretty much crimeless in black neighborhoods. I know that's hard to think about right now. That like, okay, in black neighborhoods there was absolutely no crime. The only crime in black neighborhoods was from white people coming in and lynching and KKK, all that stuff. Other than that, there was literally no crime in the black neighborhoods until, America, the American government used this propaganda on the television that they stole, the television technology that they stole from Nazi Germany. They used it to manipulate the American people. So a lot of white people that would have never like joined on to the racist regime or whatever, they used television to pull them in too. You know, if you look at old stuff like Reefer Madness and all this, it was just all aimed at black people being these dangerous criminals destroying the world, and like how they had to get rid of us. And it showed in real life as police were beating killers and the racism we deal with every day. Um, this leads to where we are, where we're at now. And comment if y'all, agree or disagree, or add or whatever. Let us know. This propaganda, man, it leads to the social media thing, to where like Facebook and Instagram, they're powerful. Like their propaganda, you can't fight unless you're on a different, unless you're on something different, because they're literally blocking anything they don't want to hear, anything that Facebook or social media, which is basically the government, anything the government doesn't want to hear, they're blocking right now from social media. And anything they want to push out, that's what's getting put to the top of your timelines. That's what's getting put to the top of your face. It's propaganda. It's manipulation. They're manipulating people right now. The worst has ever been in history. Research propaganda and don't let them trick you like that. Everything you're seeing is propaganda. This mandate stuff. Biden, to me, he's like the propaganda king. Like Obama really was. Like Obama, he was able to talk real slick and get people on board. Biden is not as slick to get people on board, but by association, people kind of gave him that, that power, not realizing like dude, he done locked up so many black children and destroyed so many black families and called us super predators and all this other stuff. But because he was with a black president, which we do that in the black neighborhood, we do that in the black community. Black boxer, we always want the black boxer to win. It's almost like it's for our ancestors. Like dude, you can't get beat by no white boxer. That's why a lot of people was confused about, the Tyson Fury and the Tyson Fury fight, because dude, man, like dude just is not a good guy, man. I'm sorry. My ass forgetting his name right now. I don't even fuck with no more. Like Wilder. I'm sorry, but Wilder is just not a good guy. He's arrogant, and to me, like when you hear him talk, most of the time it's like he's talking like a piece of shit. But he was the black fighter, so it's like a lot of us in the black community was like, man, whoop this white boy, man. We've always dominated this sport. We got to keep the dominated, because it's like the only thing we get is sports, because they took everything else from us. So it was a lot riding on Wilder beating Tyson Fury, but his character kind of took me away from that. Like his character, like I don't really like Wilder's character, and he was a little salty. I know when you fighting, you get a little salty, but I've never seen there's not too many boxers that act like dude box. He was acting like a little kid, a sore loser, and he could have saved some of his dignity after the fight, but he continued to keep saying dude was cheating and keep coming up with excuses, and it's like, bruh, you got beat up by Tyson Fury. It is what it is, but we have to put out our own images. That can't be our image. This arrogant bullshit that a lot of people put out. You know how we down each other. We down each other, people who don't got money, even though we've been the most oppressed people on this planet. It's a reason why a lot of us don't have money. And, our people that get money, we tend to shit on the people that don't get it. It's all propaganda. That's all us trying to look like daddy white man, you know what I'm saying? And to the white people that's watching it, like that ain't no like, and I'm not even white splaining or black splaining or nothing like that. I just keep it 100. If you with the cause, if you with the people, join on. But that's not gonna stop me from talking about your ancestors' history and like your history. It's your history. If you white, this is your history. Your people oppressed the whole world. You know what I'm saying? Like, and y'all use propaganda to destroy the psychology of people. That's the legacy. It's on the new white people whether they want to continue to be like that or, change and actually be human, and help heal this world. And that, I am calling y'all out. It's really on your own people to call y'all out, but shit, I'm calling everybody out. But as far as black folks, man, we gotta control our image. We gotta stop falling for the image that white people gave us as this criminal, as these crooks shooting each other up. Because y'all pretty much, a lot of us living it up right now. Like our young people living it up right now. Just how back in the day, that War of the Worlds broadcast scared everybody into calling the police and being reactive. We're doing the same thing. They're telling us this is who you are. You're a fucking criminal. You're a fucking nobody. There's nothing you can do about it except for rob each other, and that's what people doing. That's what a lot of our people doing right now. If you look at a lot of black communities, it's pretty much just the crooks out. All the regular people, they kind of scared to come out. So it's like the crooks are just running the streets, and the politicians ain't doing nothing about it. They talk about mandates for the pandemic or whatever, but we got hood pandemics, people killing each other every day, shootouts every day. But the politicians ain't doing nothing about it. Like during election time, they'll come around, say a little nice words, try to look good, like, oh, we care about the community. But then they gone after election. Shoot, Biden did the ultimate. He did it nationally. Had y'all hook, line, and sinker. Told y'all you wasn't black if you don't vote for him. And what did he do? Turn around and continue to lock up your kids. Not lock up the ones out here shooting each other, but he continue to keep your people locked up. Continue to talk down on your people. Continue to talk to black people like they ain't shit. Like they not intelligent. That's how he talks to black people. You look at any of his interviews where he's addressing black people, he talks to black people like they're fucking idiots. That's why I do not. You will never get me to get behind Biden. And this ain't no comparison thing, no Trump versus Biden. I just do not like Biden. This dude talks to black people like they're fucking idiots. That dude is a fucking idiot himself. Matter of fact, he's not an idiot. He's very smart. He's one of the smartest, like, racist people I know. That we know. He locked up all your children and still got you to support him in an election. That's pretty slick. That's like me coming to slap your child and then, afterwards telling you to fix me a meal or some shit. Like, shit, I just slapped your child. You should be beating my ass. But shoot, Biden just slapped your children. You should be beating his ass. But no. Instead, you trying to beat the ass of your own people. You trying to troll your own people, man. It's fucked up out here, man. I just hope that we get away from this, man. I hope that we start doing more of our own, media. Like I'm gonna start promoting more and more of our other media. We got to, man. We just have to, man. That's pretty much all I gotta say. I said we weren't gonna do too long, but we do have to end it off with the positive messages. Link in to media like Boyce Watkins, Tay Speaks. Man, I've been saying I'm gonna put a list, but we gonna have a list of people you can go through, man. Black Wall Street, the Black Trapper, Wall Street Trapper. It's black media out here. Not even just black media. Like there's media out here that you can look at that ain't just full of this propaganda bullshit, man. There are some white cats out here that's speaking some truth. That's kind of calling out their own people. You just gotta, you gotta put it upon yourself to research and look out. Stay away from the propaganda. Try not looking at the news for a minute. Look at some other shit like NPR and all that shit. Like, but some of them you even got to kind of look at because a lot of these people pushing agendas. Just watch out for the agendas. Don't get caught up in the Republican Democrat shit. Think for yourself. Be independent. And I ain't saying an independent party, but be independent. Be an independent thinker. And with that, I gotta say, what up? Enjoy the rest of your day. I just got a text that my wife just cooked some good old stuffed mushrooms. And I'm about to go smash. And I'm about to go rub on our booty. I'll catch y'all later, man. Peace.